Hello everybody and welcome to another Vintage Cube video. We have a pretty good pack to start here. There's no clear pick, but a lot of pretty strong cards. Library of Alexandria is excellent. This can completely take over a game, drawing 3+ cards on its own. Entomb is a very strong enabler in Reanimator, the best card in Reanimator decks. Leavold's a little bit greedy to first pick, but a good card. A Triome is always nice. Volcanic Island is very good. And then there's Muldrifter. And I think the lands are the best two picks here. And I think I'm going to go with the Rafine's Tower. I really like leading on blue Triomes. Volcanic Island being untapped is nice, but this is good in so many different decks. And so it just leaves us very open. Okay, we could take a second Triome here and set up for some multicolored nonsense. We have Esper, and this is also black-white, but then it also dips into green. Time Twister is a good card. It's not good in every deck, but it is very good in some decks. Sort of funny that Wheel of Fortune is also in the same pack. But honestly, I think it's worth it to just take the Triome here. None of these cards are particularly strong other than Time Twister, and that's not a card I really like taking early. I understand why people like it. It's very good sometimes, but it's only good in very specific decks, and I think the Triome is going to be a little bit more consistently strong for us. Okay, so we have good fixing for black-white, 2 black-white duels, and then some other things as well. Here we could take Charticourse, Vendilion Click. We still don't really have we're very open. We could go a lot of different directions from here. Could take Charticourse. Actually, could take Lurrus. I think that you can do some sort of interesting multicolor aggro decks with Lurrus as a companion if you can have good access to black and white mana. That's probably a little bit too weak to third pick, though. Yeah, let's take Charticourse. Give us some solid consistency in pretty much any deck. Okay, now I'll take a Flooded Strand. It's a nice fetch land that can grab both of our Triomes, lets us continue to stay open. A lot of good lands in this pack, actually. There's 5 lands, including 2 fetch lands. Portend is nice. Utopia Sprawl is pretty good, but let's take the Strand. Okay, now we have yet another Triome if we want to just go full-on multicolor. There's a Dark Depths, which we could take and try and build around, but I kind of do like just taking the Triome here. Having all tapped lands can become a little bit bad at a certain point, but this just, I mean, our mana base is sort of ridiculously good at this point for casting different colors, spells. We don't really have the spells yet, but I think we're very likely to be able to get them. Okay, in the same vein, I'm going to take a Marsh Flats. I believe that can fetch any of these. Actually, no, it cannot grab Ketria Triumph, but it can grab either of these other two. So yeah, this is a kind of hilarious draft so far, but I think I kind of like it. Should we just take another Tri-land? And then just have, like, actual perfect 5-color mana? I mean, what else are we taking here? None of these cards are very good. Yeah, we'll take a Triome. So, just absolute madness in the mana department here, but any good spells we want now we can take. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's like a sweet blue-red card, sweet black-white card. We can play it all. Okay, Omnath. That is exactly what the kind of card we're looking for here. We have great mana already. We have 2 fetch lands, and this card is extremely good with fetch lands. If you play this card on when you haven't played land, either on turn 5 or with some ramp on turn 4, and then play fetch land, you like play a 4/4, draw a card, gain 4 life, and immediately get 4 mana back too, which is just extremely powerful. So we will take that. Volcanic Island wheeled. We could also take General Ferris. General Ferris is pretty good if we're going like hardcore multicolor. I do like Volcanic Island a lot. Blue-red is a great color combination. And it enters the battlefield untapped, which is kind of nice. But I actually think General Ferris could be quite strong here. Yeah, let's try this out. Now we can take Escape to the Wilds. That is an excellent pickup. Good with General Ferris, good with having a lot of lands. Just a solid value card all around. So this is looking like the kind of deck that could be some sort of Niv Magus or Golos deck. And I do think with the addition of the extra 3-color lands, these decks have become much better. This pack is pretty bad. I think we just want to take Disenchant as a form of interaction. The perfect mana base for this deck would be basically like just these 4 fetchable lands is fine. And then like 6 fetch lands. I don't think we'll be able to get that many, of course, but it would be sweet if we could. Okay, interesting. Do we want Utopia Sprawl or Portend? This can only go on forests. But I think it's still probably going to be worth it. Charter Course is solid for cantrips. We already have that. And Utopia Sprawl is ramp that also helps us to fix for our colors. Now we'll take Halana. This might not make the cut, but it can become good in the right deck. It's especially good with persist cards. Like if you have Kitchen Finks and Glenalendra, then Halana is really nice. Alright, we'll take a Spirebluff Canal. May or may not play it. And last pick, Aura Shards. This seems pretty bad. Could be good in some decks. Okay, in the absence of any truly broken cards, I'll very happily take a fetch land, which can get any colors, certainly. A couple other solid lands as well, but we don't really need the fetchable lands as much. If I had to take a spell from this pack, probably would be Maelstrom Pulse. Very good interaction. But it's not broken by any means, and there's a good chance it'll come around. Tavlar Huntmaster's fine. Endurance is fine. But yeah, Misty Rainforest seems quite strong here. This is one of the best mana bases I've ever built. Okay, interesting pick here. One option is to take another tri-land. We could also just take a dual land if we want to have some untapped fetchable lands. Ragavan is just a broken card. It's the best card in the pack. Mana Leak is excellent interaction. Maybe we just do take the Ragavan. We're not going to be great at hard casting him on turn 1. But I think it might still be worth it. Obnix list is interesting too, but it's better when you have more creatures. Yeah, let's take the Ragavan. This card is just so good. And it also does help fix your mana. The treasure tokens are pretty good for that. Now we have a Polluted Delta. So the question is, do we want to take Polluted Delta or Duretti? I would take a fetch land over most cards here, but Duretti is extremely good. And our mana is already looking very strong. I kind of think we should just take the Duretti here. Yeah, sorry, Polluted Delta. If we didn't already have 3 fetch lands, I would take that, but Duretti is just extremely powerful. Very good interaction, card advantage. It can kill a wide variety of different types of things. Okay, this is our first pack in a bit that's been a sort of a brick. We can take a Plateau, though, which isn't bad. It gives us an untapped red source that we can fetch for turn 1 Ragavan with both Flooded Strand and Marshlands. So that's pretty solid. Goblin Rabblemaster is good. Raging Ravine's fine, but we already have so many tapped lands that I really would like to get some untapped ones. So let's just take the Plateau. Okay. Sort of weird pack here. I think we take Chandra. It's not particularly synergistic with our plan, but it's just a really powerful card. And one of the reasons to play decks like this is that you can just take whatever is the most powerful card whenever there's not lands you need. So we will go with that. Also, it does look like we're going to be base red. We might end up cutting like Disenchant, going like sort of a base red-green, splashing a bunch of other colors. So I guess I'll leave this in here for now, but Chandra is a pretty good pickup. Okay, Stomping Ground. We got another unfetched, untapped red source for turn 1 Ragavan. I think that is going to be the pickup here. That means Misty Rainforest can now also get a red source. This deck is looking pretty sweet. Spirebluff Canal might make the cut. We'll see. Okay, this pack is pretty bad. Dryad of the Elysian Grove is kind of interesting. Could be good. I don't think these value 4 drops are really where we want to be. Cultivate's pretty good if we have enough basics to play it. It's also good with Omnath. The question is, are we going to have enough basics? We need at least 3, probably at least 4 to play it. We already have 9 non-basics. I think it's probably going to be better than any of the other cards, but it might still not end up making the cut. Okay, now we get a Ponder. That's a very, very late Ponder, but I'm happy to see it. Ponder's always good, and it's especially good when you have a couple fetch lands. Okay, now we can take a Maelstrom Pulse. Scrubland is decent, but it doesn't really do anything particularly valuable. We're not playing that many black or white cards. In fact, I guess our only black card right now that we really want is Duretti. So Maelstrom Pulse would add another black card, but I think it's worth it. This is a really good interactive spell. I know I said there's the Kitchen Finks Halana synergy, but that's not that powerful. I mean, I would play it if I had it, but I think I'd rather take a really good interactive spell. Okay, sure, I guess we'll take another Triome now, or 3-color land. 5 tapped lands is quite a few, so I really want to avoid any more. This pack is not very good. I think we'll take Swift Reconfiguration as a removal spell if we end up short on removal and playing more white cards. Skyclave Apparition is pretty good. Double white could be tricky, but I don't think Ravages of War is really where we want to be, so I will take this card and we'll see if it ends up making the cut or not. I'm going to take Lava Claw Reaches, but I'm almost definitely not playing it. None of the other cards are good at all. Okay, we'll take a Gideon. Probably some bad last pick, and that's fine. Alright, there's the Niv Mizzet. So that is a pretty good payoff for being 5 colors. It's not as good in this deck as some 5-color decks, but it still would be good. It should come around, though. We have so many of these value cards, so I think we can take Wooded Foothills and then wheel the Niv Mizzet. Ramen Up Excavator would be solid, too, but yeah, let's take the fetch. A red-green fetch, no less. That is very good for us. Okay, now we have some interesting options. Baleful Strix and Kroxa are both very good multicolored cards. And then there's Miscalculation is good interaction and Verdant Catacombs for more fixing. I kind of like taking the Kroxa here. We have a lot of fetch lands, and we don't have any other things that are using our graveyard right now. It might come around, though. Baleful Strix is also really good. Very close pick. We're a little bit light on ways to actually close out the game. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Kroxa here. It's a close pick. Kroxa is more likely to come around as well, but I think this card is actually really good for this deck. It gives us a win condition that's also castable early. We have good ways to fill up our graveyard. Just a solid card all around. Yeah, let's take this. Ooh, Dak Faden. That's a great pickup. Very good with Kroxa. Very good against artifacts, and just a good card all around. Yeah, I'm super happy to get that card. All right, looking increasingly like we're not going to be playing super heavy white. Interesting. There's Uro. We could be the rare Uro and Kroxa deck, but I think we got to take the Ashiok here. Ashiok is extremely strong, and yeah, Uro is more likely to come around as well. There's another fetchable Tri-Land, Sylvan Caryatid for more mana fixing, but let's take the Ashiok. This card is really strong. Okay, this pack is a bit of a brick. Inferno Titan is a pretty good piece of top end. We could take Collective Brutality for some interaction. Sakura Tribelder for some medium ramp. Definitely not a Worn Power Stone deck. I don't think Satoro is good. I don't think Unburial Rites is very good. Sun Titan is actually kind of interesting. We have a lot of fetch lands and a lot of tri lands, so there will be lands in the graveyard almost always. And then we have lots of good 3-drops, especially like the 3 planeswalkers. Yeah, you know, this actually is a pretty good Sun Titan deck. I don't like this card normally. Inferno Titan is certainly better in most decks, but this might be the rare deck where Sun Titan's actually better. But actually, with that being said, I'm going to take Inferno Titan and try and wheel Sun Titan. I think it's fairly likely to come around. What to take here? I think it's Karakas. Karakas is very good with Kroxa, very good with Omnath, decent with Halana. And it's also good interaction. Yeah, I'll take this card. Okay. We could take more lands. Sacred Foundry or Horizon Canopy are both decent. But we already have Plateau. I think I'd rather just take Lingering Souls here. Yeah, this card seems pretty sweet. Weird curve for this deck. Not a very good curve, but I think this is still a very strong deck. Okay, here we can take Expansion Explosion for the sideboard. It's not great in the main deck, but it's good against decks that are playing Time Walk. And Explosion is just always a win condition late in the game. This is almost definitely going to be an 18-land deck. So we want 6 more lands and 4 more spells. If the draft ended right now, we could throw in a couple of these spells, but I would rather get a few more good ones, especially that Niv Mizzet on the wheel. I really can't imagine anyone else taking Niv Mizzet, though. You need the Triomes to be able to cast them consistently, and we have so many of them. We don't have very good removal for creatures at the moment. I wouldn't mind picking up a late removal spell. I think there's a Dismember that we passed. It probably won't come around, but a Dismember would be excellent in this deck. Nice. There's the Niv. We will very happily take that. This isn't the kind of deck where you're going to be routinely drawing 4 or 5 cards with this, but even if it draws 1 or 2, that's pretty good. Ooh. Was not expecting to see Verdant Catacombs on the wheel, but that's a very material upgrade to this deck. So, Tidal Scholar's fine. I might play that, but let's definitely take the fetch. Liliana of the Last Hope is also worth mentioning. That's a good card too, but with 5 fetch lands and 5 fetchable Triomes, our mana is just ridiculously strong. If we needed to play 3 spells, guess we could try to fit in Skyclave, Swift Reconfiguration, and actually Swift Reconfiguration might just be a card we want to play. And then we could play, like, I guess Expansion Explosion. But we're hoping to cut these 2 cards by picking up some late spells that are maybe more interactive. Yorion, not a card we can play. Life from the Loam is kind of interesting. It's good with Kroxa. It's good with all our fetch lands. Honestly, yeah, I think I'll take the Life from the Loam here. Interesting value play. Now there's a Daze. Okay. I think that's playable. So we could run the deck like this with 5 basic lands. Very all over the place, but just a collection of individually powerful cards. Now we get Sun Titan, which I think, again, is worth playing over maybe the Daze. Yeah, let's cut the Daze. That's not really this deck's game plan. Or we could cut Disenchant. Could also just play 17 lands, but we have a pretty high curve and a lot of lands that cycle. Wow. Last pick that we're going to play. That's nice. So what is the last cut? Maybe Disenchant. Disenchant's pretty good interaction, though. Maybe just Cultivate. Cultivate's not bad, but we're not going to be playing that many basics. And we also don't have, like, a really high curve. How good is Halana, though? Maybe this card's not very good. It gives our creatures haste, though, and giving either of the Titans haste is a pretty big deal. So I think we can run it like this. So let's look at our colors. This is going to be very tricky. Okay, for white spells. All right, try and compile everything a little bit here. We have 7 white spells. We have 7 blue spells. We have 11 red spells, so a lot more red. We have 7 green. And last but not least, black. We have 6-ish black. So pretty even across everything with a slight skew towards red. So we'll start with this as the null hypothesis, but then probably make some changes. For red sources, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's very good. For green, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, still 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's totally fine. For blue, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Totally fine. For black, we have 1, 2, 3. Nope. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a little bit worse, actually. We might want one more black source. We have no swamps right now. And oh my gosh, what is the last color? Is it white? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that's probably more white than we need. I think we can cut 1 plains for 1 swamp. And yeah, we'll run it like this. This deck is kind of off the wall, but I think it's pretty sweet. A lot of powerful cards, tons of non-basic lands. I really wish we had Field of the Dead. That would be a huge addition to this deck, but it is looking very nice. So we will submit like this, and I'll see you in round 1. All right, we have our opponent for round 1 with this kind of crazy 5-color deck with perfect mana. And we have a good enough hand. We can keep this. We have all our colors. We have a cheap removal spell. Yeah, just can't really complain with this. Life from the Loam can ensure that we hit future land drops. We will keep. Uh-oh. Hopefully they're not hyper-aggressive. Faithless looting on 1. That's fine. Looks like they're playing a graveyard deck of some kind. Alright, let's just get the Triome into play, pass turn. Interesting. So we have a few options here. We could just fetch a Triome and pass, and not play a spell this turn. We could play Chart Course and discard land to set up for Life from the Loam next turn. But then we're going to have to discard a hand size. We could just play Tap Stomping Ground. We could play Life from the Loam just to bring back 1 land. I'm kind of inclined just to fetch another Triome, though, and then set up for Duretti next turn. Yeah, let's do that. We can hold the Chart Course for now. No need to discard a hand size. Let's just establish really good mana, and then we can build from there. So this is black, white, green. So we want to get blue-red for sure. Our blue-red lands are blue-red-green and blue-red-white. So do we want second white or second green? We have Stomping Ground in our hand, so I think we want to take the Rogran Triome here. We can untap and play Duretti. And if they counter it, they counter it. Ooh. I was fine with the counter, but a mana drain is a different matter. Let's see what they do this turn. Swift reconfiguration and disenchant are both answers to some things they could play here. Alright, they suspend Lotus Bloom. That's got to be good for us. Field of the Dead. Interesting. And then they just pass. Okay. So, let's start with... there's a few options here. We could just jam Omnath. We could play Life from the Loam and Chart a Course. And I think I kind of like just playing the Omnath here. Making them answer it. It's uses their mana efficiently. How likely are they to have a counterspell, I guess? We don't really know what they're playing. Maybe we should just actually go Chart a Course first. Yeah, let's go Chart into Life from the Loam. Okay, let's discard Sacred Foundry. And then play land, Life from the Loam. Alright, sweet. We got some value there. We're not going to dredge the Life from the Loam this turn. There's no need for that. We're just going to play Omnath and try and crack a fetch. Ragavan, interesting draw, but we're not going to play it now. So blue, green, white, red, Omnath. Okay, so they dismember with the trigger on the stack, so we don't get to get our life gain or anything. That's fine. Then I'm just going to get a tap land into play here. We could hardcast Ragavan. Actually, maybe we should just hardcast Ragavan. We could fetch Plateau and play Ragavan. Sure, let's do that. Makes them answer it. And if we were running out of gas, that would be one thing. But we have so much action in our hand that if they deal with a Ragavan, I'm not worried. We have plenty of stuff to follow it up. Alright, looks like we might get our Ragavan hit in. Not going to dredge here. Good draw. That's a really good draw. We can play that to get back to ready. Collective Brutality. Is it worth it to look at their hand here? Yeah, we have enough mana to take a look at their hand and play Sun Titan. So let's go black, blue, Collective Brutality. Do we also want to discard this Misty Rainforest to drain? I think we do. So cast with 2 modes. These two. Okay, that hand is pretty bad. Then we'll go land. Oh, wait, did I miscount? Oh, I did miscount. Whoops. Okay, so we should have waited. I mean, we're in a really, really good position, but that was a slight misplay. So now we're not going to be able to play the Titan this turn. We'll just play Escape from the Wild instead. Lots of action here. I don't think we have any untapped lands for Ponder. Next turn we can just play a bunch of stuff. I mean, yeah, our opponent has nothing going. They might be able to start getting some zombies off of Field of the Dead, but that's not going to be enough to compete with us. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, potentially 8 mana. Ooh, Retrofitter Foundry is actually a little annoying, but we have Disenchant. They can make us sacrifice our Ragavan. Yep, that's fine. We're not going to be able to play this Niv Mizzet, but we can play some other good stuff. Caracas, actually a really good draw here. I wanted to hit some land drops. So let's go land, Chandra. And okay, wait. So we would ideally like to play Chandra, Ashiok, and Disenchant here. Do we have enough mana for all of that? That would take. We can plus Chandra for 2 mana, so she essentially costs 2. Ashiok costs 3. Yeah, we should have even enough mana for the Ponder if we play our cards right. So let's go. We'll save the Karakas as our white source for Disenchant. So red, red. Then we want to leave blue sources available. So we can play Chandra. Plus for mana, blue, black. Yeah, this should work. So Chandra. Add mana. We'll play Ashiok. Plus targeting them. What do we hit? Oh, just some bad stuff. Oh well. Then we'll go Disenchant to kill your Retrofitter Foundry. And we'll cast a Ponder. Bye-bye, Niv-Mizzet. Ooh, Crooks is excellent. We'll keep these. And then when they plus their Liliana, we can put our Crooks straight into the graveyard so we can escape it and start beating down. They played land there before. They should, yeah, I mean, that was definitely misplay. They should have flashed back Faithless Looting first, but I'm not too worried here. I think we want to play Inferno Titan first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, we have exactly enough mana for both of these. That's awesome. So we'll add mana. Inferno Titan. This is kind of awesome. And then we can immediately give the Inferno Titan haste. And we'll pass to them. We could have put them to 1 if we left them with Liliana, but we couldn't have killed them. It'll be tough for the opponent to win from this position. They firebolt themselves. Nice. So they're playing a somewhat similar deck. They're playing like Grixis mana fixing also, but I think their deck is, I mean, ours is just broken, I think. They have Time Spiral, Mana Drain. That's good to know about. Should be a pretty good matchup, though. They're slow, and that's exactly what our deck preys upon. Do we want Expansion Explosion? Could be good. We haven't seen that many creatures that Swift Reconfiguration is excellent against. Yeah, I think this is probably a trade that's worth making. Yeah, let's do this. Excellent hand. Turn 1 Ragavan. We'll definitely keep it. The mana is a little bit dicey, but not terrible. Ooh, they have a Ragavan. Okay, well, hopefully they don't have a removal spell for ours. That would have been a Swift Reconfiguration, and it would have been much better here. That's worth noting. I would have definitely played Swift Reconfiguration on this if I could have. If they have Firebolt, we're going to be in pretty bad shape here. Alright, so the Ragavans trade. That's fine. Can we draw some lands? Yes. Okay. I don't think I'm going to play Croatia here. I want to grab a Triome. So, what do we want to get? We definitely want to get black. We want to get blue. So, let's just get... Yeah, I mean, let's just grab the Esper Triome. Although the tap lands does make our mana sequencing a little bit worse. That's probably the greatest weakness of this deck, but I still think it's quite strong. They're leaving Mana Drain available. So I'm probably just going to play Croaks the next turn, and if they Mana Drain that, that's obviously fine. And then we can fetch another Triome. They discard land, Brazen Borrower. So we will grab the Esper land, which I believe is Rafine's Tower. Yep. All right, yeah, let's just jam Croaks. I think it's very likely they have a counterspell, given the way they like played their mountain first, so they would have double blue available. And that was a perfect draw too. You got it. Now we'll see. They have 6 mana. They could do something pretty broken. Maybe they have Consecrated Sphinx or something. And we would probably just die to that, but if they don't do anything pretty significant, I guess they could play Time Spiral. Okay. I mean, we drew a pretty terrible replacement hand. So maybe this is going to be enough for them to win. They don't have any particular advantage, though. They discard Chandra, Torch of Defiance. That is really weird. Okay, let's play Ashiok. I'm expecting this to get countered, but that's fine. We need to run them out of stuff. They redrew the Mana Drain, of course. Are there any colors that we don't have? We have double white. We have... I guess we only have one black source, but we have black sources in our hand. I think I'm just going to grab the other Triome. Ooh, that's bad. They can get our Inferno Titan, which is a pretty quick clock. Okay, we definitely want Swift Reconfiguration after seeing more of their deck. What good answers do we have to this Inferno Titan? Not much. I mean, we could play our own Sun Titan, I guess, in 2 turns. But are we going to live long enough? Oh, they take Niv Mizzet. That's way better for us. Almost definitely. They got no cards, which is the expected... Oh, they're playing Twin. Interesting. They have a 6/6 with flying. That's pretty big. But it's a lot... Oh, I should have cracked that there. Whoops. Another land is bad. All right, let's play land and jam our Halana, which is not very impressive here. Just a 2/3. But then next turn we can play Sun Titan. We can play Sun Titan and give it haste, which is actually really nice. Kolaghan's command to deal us 2 and make us discard. That is a pretty terrible line. I'll discard Forest, I guess. That's a good card for them here. That's really problematic because they can keep us off of Sun Titan. I'm not going to chump block here, but if they use their port and we can't play Sun Titan this turn and we draw a brick, we could be in pretty bad shape. Yep, we'll let that resolve. Chandra, interesting draw. I mean, I think we just play it and plus to hit them for 2, and then hopefully they attack the Chandra instead of our face. Although if they go, actually no, if they leave our Chandra, we can kill their thing. Yeah, with Expansion Explosion plus the Chandra. So either way, they're not going to be able to kill us in 2 turns, probably. Collective Brutality to drain us. All right, that's game. Pretty unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we lose that game. That was a weird game. They had 2 mana drains, bribery, a lot of weird stuff. Let's bring in Swift Reconfiguration for sure. What do we not want? Expansion Explosion was just terrible there. But then, yeah, I think we'll just run it back like this. Skyclave Apparition doesn't seem particularly good against them. Right, we are on the play. I'm going to keep this hand on the strength of Chart a Course. Sometimes you want to save your fetch lines for Omnath, but in this case, I want to get a Triome here. And which Triome do we want to get? I think probably Esper. Yeah, let's grab the Esper Triome. And then we can play Mountain. So Rafine's Tower. And then we'll go Mountain, Chart a Course, discarding probably... Well, we'll see what we draw. Probably land. Could discard Lingering Souls for value. Interesting. Okay, let's discard Life from the Loam, actually. And then next turn we can dredge it and start getting our and get at least 1 land back, but potentially 2 or 3. Get some card advantage going that way. We could even wait 1 more turn, actually. But no, let's dredge this. We hit 2 lands, okay. So we can go Island Lingering Soul this turn. And then set up for Life from the Loam next turn. Next turn we're going to go Life from the Loam plus Flashback Lingering Souls. Pretty good draw. So, Life from the Loam to return these 2 lands. And now we have 2 fetch lands to pair with the Omnath. We can go blue, red, green, white, and play Omnath plus fetch next turn. If they counter the Life from the Loam, that's fine. Kolaghan's command to make us discard. Okay, that's also fine. Wait. Oh, they made themselves discard. Huh, that's sort of cute. So they're going to flashback the Echo from the Eons. But that's not even that good. Like, yeah, that's, I guess, somewhat card advantage for them. But we're ahead on board. And if they spend 3 mana to flash this back, they're not really going to get to do anything with their mana. Oh, I forgot they got their Lotus Bloom this turn. Fair enough. So we'll see what they can do with that. They have a weird number of draw 7s for a deck that doesn't really have any particular synergies with it. Okay, we drew a pretty good backup hand. I like having the Maelstrom Pulse a lot. That's sort of weird. Chandra doesn't really do much on this board. If they plus for mana, okay, they just plus to hit us for 2. That's fine. So we can Maelstrom Pulse the Chandra and just hardcast Ragavan, I think, and fetch a Triome. Yeah, I think that's going to be our best bet. So green, black, blue, Pulse here, Ragavan. And then we'll attack for 3. And what Triumph do we want to get here? We have a lot of blue and red. We don't have much green. We don't have much white. We don't have much black. And I think we have a green, white, black Triumph. So that is excellent. Urza's Saga. Lots of weird stuff from them. Maybe Urza's Saga is good. They do have Retrofitter Foundry, which is good if they have a lot of mana, but we can pressure them pretty quickly here. We have 5 power on board and a pretty solid hand. If they play Bribery, okay, they go Collective Brutality. They make us discard the life from the loam, which is not a problem. Next turn we can play General Ferris plus Croxa, which is pretty sweet. Do we want to dredge the life from the loam just to fill our graveyard? Yeah, I think we do. So let's grab, I believe it's this one. Black, white, green, yep. So yeah, we'll dredge it. We hit a couple lands. That's pretty nice. I still think we're not going to play that this turn, though, so let's go. The spirits may get me, lol. Yes, they might. Caracas. General Ferris. Red, black for Croxa. And we're leaving Swift reconfiguration available. I guess we probably should have left Caracas up, because, we definitely should have left Caracas up. Slight misplay. Unlikely to hurt us, but it could. Our opponent's going to go down to 9. We'll pass. If they're using Urza Saga, we absolutely win. If they have, I don't even know what they could have here. I mean, they could play Time Spiral if they want. They could play Bribery. Liliana of the Veil is quite bad against us. So right now they're exactly dead on board. We have 9 damage. All right, well, sort of a weird matchup. Our opponent's deck was quite scattered. Granted, our deck is scattered too, but our deck is scattered with really strong cards, and their deck is scattered with draw 7s, which, I don't know, just a sort of weird deck. But we take it down. We are 1-0. I'll see you in round 2. All right, we have our opponent for round 2. We are on the play, which is very good for this deck. I mean, for any deck, but especially slow ones. And we'll keep it. We have good colors. A couple expensive cards, but really the key for this deck is the mana. So we're going to lead on the blue Triome in case we want to ponder on turn 2. Oh, this is awesome. Playing against Fan. Alright, if we draw... Okay, drawing Caracas. I honestly don't even think we need to ponder here. We're just going to play another Triome and save this ponder for when we know what we need. We don't know if our opponent's playing Storm. They could be playing some sort of... Okay, blue-red. They might be playing Twin. Interesting draw. Let's just play... So, we need another red source. If we have a blue-red land... No, I don't think we have Volcanic Island. I would like to get an untapped land if we have to use Daze. But this is fine. Let's just play Caracas, General Ferris. And then we can fetch Plateau next turn, assuming we don't need to Daze. If they, miscalculation this General Ferris, I think I would just let it resolve. Two mana. Oh, maybe not. Alright, they just passed, so we get to untap with General Ferris. We don't have an artifact or a multicolored spell at the moment. Let's play land, swing for 3. Pestermite. Hmm. So if we let this resolve, that's pretty bad. I mean, they might be going for the trade, but then they still tap our land if we can't play Chandra. I think it's worth it to just counter here. I don't want to deal with any combo potential over there. And then we're just going to pass and crack this for a Jeskai Triome end of turn. PN Karen Lar. Okay, that's pretty good against General Ferris, but I'm still not too worried about this. I guess it actually does pressure Chandra pretty well. Okay, let's start with I think we're going to go Ponder Life from the Loam and try and set up for Inferno Titan next turn. So, let's lead on Ponder. Pretty solid here. We could just take the land, though, and then play Life from the Loam. So crack this. We'll grab... Right now, I think our mana is probably perfect. We have double black. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I'll just get another red source then. We'll take Jetmir's Garden. Then go Life from the Loam to rebuy these two lands. And we'll pass turn. We have Swift Reconfiguration available, but we probably won't need it. And then if we can resolve the Inferno Titan next turn, we're in a phenomenal position. Okay, I honestly think I might just accept this trade here. Because if they have a way... Yeah, we don't have... Yeah, our hand has gas. I think I'm fine with trading. This is somewhat of a good trade for our opponent, but... We also could bounce our own General Ferris, but I'm just going to do this, take 2. I think we win the grindy game. We just want to survive. Not going to dredge that this turn. So let's fetch a Plateau and jam Inferno Titan. There's a chance they just kill us with a twin combo here, but we need to be making plays. Memory Delusion Response, okay. So they're not going to be able to kill us this turn, probably. That is a good grindy card, but you got to like this position if it becomes a grindy battle, and we have, like, Life from the Loam going. We have just such a ridiculous mana base and deck. This is the kind of a game that our deck is suited for. They could have Treachery, but then we could just Swift Reconfiguration. Taxian Probe, okay, they know what's up. I really wish this deck had Ren and 6, but Life from the Loam is doing a decent Ren impression. Alright, our opponent's deck looks pretty sweet. They have a lot of card draw, a lot of redundancy, and if they're playing the twin combo, that's a little bit scary. We don't have very good interaction for the combo. They chose to not shuffle, so they presumably have some sort of answer to this Inferno Titan. Hopefully it's not Treachery. Bloodthirsty Adversary, flashing back Ponder. Okay, that's not that bad for us. We can attack and kill the Bloodthirsty Adversary with the Inferno Titan, and almost kill them. We could pump it 1, 2, 3, 4 times, so we could hit them he could hit them down to 4. I think it's still probably better to play Chandra, but we're in a good position here. They chose to not shuffle again. What could they be keeping? Do we want to play Escape to the Wilds or Chandra here? We could play Chandra and plus and then play Escape to the Wilds, but I think I'd rather just save the Escape to the Wilds probably. And we can hold Caracas available, so we'll go Chandra plus just to hit them for 2. We're not going to play the spell here no matter what. Oh. Actually, I guess I will play that. Yeah, I think that's probably worth it. The 2 damage is not super likely to be relevant. And we'll name red here. We'll attack with this Inferno Titan. Get the Stomping Ground into play tapped, and then pass turn with Swift Reconfiguration / Caracas available. And Caracas breaks up Kiki Jiki. I'm not too worried about Kiki Jiki though, either way. 6 mana, what's this? Upheaval? Okay, fair enough. I'm really happy we took the Utopia Sprawl into our hand here. They already played... Oh, no, they didn't play land, so they do get to play land first. I mean, we'll see. They could win from this position. But I think I'm in a good position because we get to start with a Utopia Sprawl. We have a lot of tapped lands, though. We're going to shock, play Utopia Sprawl, and then discard a bunch of the tri-lands. Okay, solid draw. So we'll go Stomping Ground, untapped, Utopia Sprawl, naming... We have no untapped blue sources here, so let's name blue. Oh, they have Spell Pierce? Huh. Fair enough. Okay. I mean, that's what Upheaval does. It gets you out of situations that no other card can. So let's go to discard and discard a bunch of Triomes. So we're gonna get to keep 7. We want to keep Maelstrom Pulse and Chandra for sure. I think it's probably worth it to keep Swift Configuration. We can just discard a bunch of lands and Life from the Loam them all back if we want to, I guess. So let's discard all the tap lands, I think. And then maybe like 1 Marsh Flats. And... Caracas, I guess. Sure. Chart a course, okay. I guess this was a slight blunder. We don't have black mana now. Ooh, interesting draw. Let's just play Ragavan, hardcast. If they can deal with it, they can deal with it. Then they're using their mana on that, not something else, and we get to get a tap land in play. And then next turn we'll dredge Life from the Loam. Probably. Mizzy Mortis, fair enough. Caracas, and then a couple Triomes. Wait, I just assumed I would grab the right one but we actually still don't have black mana. That's kind of rough, actually. Let's just put Rogran Triome into play. And then pass and discard this other Triome. So we don't have Maelstrom Pulse available this turn, and we should. That was just a misclick on my part. I should have just grabbed this other Triome. They play Young Pyromancer, okay. Not going to dredge this turn. Lingering Souls, interesting draw. I still want to play Chandra this turn, though. So we'll go Plateau, Chandra. Daze, okay. This is fine. I'm not too worried about Young Pyromancer here. Next turn we can go Dredge Life from the Loam and play Life from the Loam plus Lingering Souls. So, Loam, returning Mountain. We want a black fetch land because then that gives us black source. Mountain, and then a Triome. We'll play Caracas, Lingering Souls. This looks like a dig through time. Okay, we actually could lose this game. If they counter this Lingering Souls, they can hit us for... Then they have 5 damage, and they could just hit like a lightning bolt would kill us. That is possible. I wish we had some life gain of some sort. We haven't hit Omnath yet. We could draw that, and that would be quite good. Alright, the Lingering Souls resolve, so that really slows down their pressure. No play end of turn, that's good for us. Although they could just slam Inferno Titan here, which would be pretty bad. I'll very happily just trade down resources here. Let's hold off on dredging for this turn. Omnath, great draw. So we can play Omnath. If they don't counter it, I think we just win. And if they do counter it, then we can flashback Lingering Souls. Ooh, Mystic Confluence here would be kind of bad. That would definitely be suboptimal. Force of Will. Okay. Flashback to Souls. Pass turn. What a game. The fact that they must have some sort of spell here. They could just have the twin combo in hand. 6 mana, end of turn for Shark Typhoon. Okay. That's a 4/4. That's pretty big. We have Maelstrom Pulse to deal with a 4/4. We also, we have plenty of ways to deal with that. I think we're still slightly favored, but the twin combo is always looming. We know they have Pestermite. If they only have just like one of each combo piece, we're fine. But if they have redundant pieces, we don't have very good interaction for that. Okay, I think I'm going to preserve my life total here. We'll block here and chump here. Go down to 8. Not going to dredge. Okay, so let's go for Maelstrom Pulse on the Shark. And then Ashiok. Oh, we don't have double blue or double black, so we can't play Ashiok this turn. In that case, it might be better to just play Inferno Titan plus the reconfiguration. Yeah, let's do that. So, land, Titan. And now Swift Reconfiguration actually can break up the combo, I believe. So if they play Deceiver Exarch, we're not just dead. They flashback Memory Deluge, which gives them a lot of cards, but they don't have that many cards in their deck. They might be running out of legit answers. And they're at 4, so they need to deal with this Inferno Titan immediately. Zealous Conscript. So unfortunately, we're going to need to Swift Reconfiguration our own Inferno Titan now. Wait, I think they can win here. So we can Swift Reconfiguration our own Titan, but then they can just crew the Titan. So if they find that line, then we're going to die. We take this out. If they don't crew the Titan, then we go to 1, and we can Maelstrom Pulse the Swift Reconfiguration to win. All right, they might just have a counterspell, though. Force of Negation. All right. That was a pretty epic battle for Game 1, but they do take us down. Wow, yeah, that was close. I wonder where we could have played better. The Black Land sequencing was bad, but I think we couldn't have beaten Zealous Conscript there either way. Weird game and an interesting one. Okay. How do we want to adjust for games 2 and 3? Honestly, I think this should be a decent matchup outside of the... I guess the card Zealous Conscripts is very good against our deck. Very, very good. But there's not much we can do about that. I think we just run it back. That Upheaval. Man, not having counterspells are bad. Just, like, no matter how big of a board advantage you have, Upheaval can always reset the game. Alright, so we're on the play. Oh man, this hand is pretty bad. If we draw 1 land, it becomes decent. Actually, if we draw 1 land, it becomes quite good. I think it's worth it. We're playing 18 lands. But at the same time, we could just mulligan to a hand with Ragavan. Yeah, we should. I think this is a little bit too greedy. Let's mulligan. Okay, this hand's good. We'll keep and put back Sacred Foundry, I think. Maybe Basic Forest. Yeah, let's actually put back Basic Forest. So we'll lead on Triumph and pass turn. Okay, let's fetch another Triumph and pass. So we don't have black and we don't have white. So we want, maybe we just can grab Esper Triumph here. Then we'll go, I think I'm going to play General Ferris for, excuse me, General Ferris first. They get to make a 1/1, but I don't really care about that. Duretti can make 1/1s too. Gitaxian Probe for life, alright. I mean, they could have a counterspell, but even if they have a counterspell, we get a 4/4 off the Duretti, or off the General Ferris. Take 2. Good draw, but I still think we want to play Duretti. The question is, do we want to also play Ponder? Yeah, okay, so let's shock and play Duretti to play around Daze, which we know they have. They might have Spell Pierce, but that's fine. And then we can play Ponder. Nice, it resolves. So we could minus and sack the Golem to kill the Young Pyromancer, but I think I'd rather just keep the Golem and make a dude. Then we'll Ponder, looking for more lands. Okay, good cards. Let's draw the days this turn. And then if we do days, I want to be able to still play the Chandra next turn. So let's do Triome, Stomping Ground, days. And pass turn. They don't have very good attacks here. Okay. So I'll sacrifice to kill the young Pyromancer right off the bat. So if they have a counterspell, they can't get any tokens off of it. And we'll play Chandra. If they daze the Chandra, I'm actually fine with that. I don't want to shock this into play. I think I'd rather preserve my life total. 4 mana for Memory Deluge. Okay, yeah, let's daze this. And then just put the tap land back into play. So we'll plus hit them for 2. Wait, what is the card here? Oh, Rogran. Oh, right. We knew it was a try. I mean, we're not going to play that, of course. Then we'll play this tapped. And I'm just going to hit them for 4 here. Pressure their life total. If they want to chump, that's fine. If they take it, that's also fine. If they could kill one of our Planeswalkers, it would be a different story, but they cannot. All right, so they're down to 12. We have 2 Planeswalkers. Pretty solid board presence and a good hand. They could still combo kill us. They could play Zealous Conscripts, but we're in a pretty good position here. We should try to always insulate ourselves so the Zealous Conscripts is minimally damaging. And then I think we have the mana to play this next turn. We have red, white, green, blue, black. Yep, no problem. Okay, so they have the conscripts. They can kill both of our planeswalkers. And then if they have Splinter Twin also, that's bad. I guess Zealous Conscripts is the argument against attacking with the Golem. But if they just steal General Fair... Oh, they steal the 4/4. That's kind of weird. They should have... I feel like they... Oh, no, this has hexproof. Right, so they couldn't steal this. So we'll see how they attack here. I would very happily trade General Ferris for Duretti. So we can lose our Chandra block here and keep our Duretti. Yeah, that seems fine. Then we get our 4/4 back, and we can plus to make another Golem. Zealous Conscripts is gone, so I'm not as afraid about losing life. So we'll do this, blue, black, play the Niv. Draw 2 pretty good cards, and let's hit them back for 4. Now they're under a lot of pressure. If they go land, upheaval, we're pretty slow to rebuild. We don't have any plays for our first 2 turns, but at least we get to play the first land drop. PN Kieran. Okay, that's pretty good for stabilizing. That gives them a lot of chump blockers. That was a good draw, but we can't cast it this turn, unfortunately. So let's attack with these 2. I basically just want to be applying as much pressure as possible here every turn. We'll play Escape to the Wilds. Okay. Put 2 lands into play. Do we want to let them kill our Duretti? Yeah, I think I'm just going to kill their PN Kieran Lar here. Sacking the Construct. And then we will pass. Mizium Mortars, that only killed our... Okay, they might have a 2 damage burn spell here, or like a 1 damage burn spell to kill the Niv. Okay, sure. This is still fine, though. They can't kill our Duretti, and then we can play Inferno Titan. Or Halana. I mean, actually, maybe it's better to just play Halana plus Maelstrom Pulse. But probably Inferno Titan. We'll see what we draw. Okay, we'll grab Swamp with this one. Try him with this one. Then grab Island, or grab Basic Forest with this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. So we could play just Inferno Titan and nothing else. Or Halana plus Maelstrom Pulse. Halana, I think we actually should do Halana plus Maelstrom Pulse because Halana sets us up to kill them with Inferno Titan next turn out of the blue. Yeah, let's do this. Got the flyer. Go to combat, make our defender bigger. And pass. Seasoned Pyromancer, okay. They're making a bunch of chump blockers. Discarding Force of Will. Ancestral Recall, okay, fair enough. I mean, if this Inferno Titan resolves, I still think we're going to win. But they're doing a lot of stuff over there. There's a Narset. Narset doesn't really do anything. Force of Negation doesn't hit Inferno Titan, so I think we should be able to win here. Actually, with the Halana Haste, definitely. So let's go... Kill your Spyro. Force of Will's already gone. Play Karakas, play Inferno Titan. Want to make sure we leave. Okay, yeah, this works. And then we can get the Inferno Titan haste, and that is certainly lethal. Guess I'll snuff out this Narset. Alright, sweet. So we take it down in game 2. On to a tiebreaker. Their deck is very, very good. Ancestral Recall, 2 forces. Lots of ways to make chump blockers. The twin combo. Pondered Probe for consistency. Just a really, really well-built deck. So, good job, Warren Wu. If they're playing Ancestral, maybe we do want Expansion Explosion. What do we not want? Halana's probably a little bit too bad. It just dies to Bolt. It's a little expensive. It's good with Inferno Titan, but that's not really the situation we need to build for. And then, do we want Skyclave Apparition? It's good against Young Pyromancer. It's okay against Narset. I think all the other cards are probably slightly better, though. General Ferris is solid. Making a 4/4 is a pretty big deal. Even just making 1 4/4, like in that game. Yeah, let's run it back like this. Okay, this is the first game where we've had mana color issues. We have no red or green mana. We do have a turn 2 Ponder, though. I think I'm going to keep it because basically any land in our deck will give either red or green, and it's just like a functional mix of lands and spells. We'll see what they have over there. Ponder. Good. Not Ancestral. Okay, probably going to play Charter Course next turn instead of Ponder for mana efficiency. Bloodthirsty Adversary just for the beats. Fair enough. So we're going to take 2 here. I'm not too worried about that. Disenchant. Okay, so we'll play land, chart. And discard... Maybe the Utopia Sprawl. Yeah, by the time we draw a green source, we're not going to be really interested in just, like, tapping it to not even use it. Young Pyromancer to make some dudes. Oh, just discarding 2 lands. That's good. There's our green source. So, let's play Ponder. Interesting. None of this interacts very well. I don't think we want these. Let's shuffle these. And then... Do we want to dash Ragavan and force the trade with the Spyro? Yeah, I think I will just to clear up the board. It's not the best use of a Ragavan, but I think it is worth it here. So we'll go dash and trade. And then next turn we can play Forest Omnath. Whoops. Red there and blue. They might have a counterspell here, but okay, they don't. We draw the Niv, and we can play that next turn. They play their Memory Deluge, presumably, or Shark Typhoon for 2. But if they don't kill our Omnath, if we get to untap with Omnath, we're going to absolutely go off. We could play Niv Mizzet plus Chandra in the same turn and gain 4 life. If they play Zealous Conscripts, are we dead, though? 7. They hit us down to 1. Oh my gosh, this is close. Okay, so we're going to go to 1. But then we get to untap with Omnath. Very good draw. So let's go... I think we just want to gain max life here, actually. So we can go Lingering Souls. We'll play Flooded Strand. Lingering Souls. Now we have plenty of blockers and we can gain... So we could crack this Flooded Strand now to get some mana. But I actually think I would rather gain 4 life in this position. I'm more worried about my life total than about that sort of like mana game. So let's just pass. And then if we need to play if they play Splinter Twin on the Zealous Conscripts, we can kill the Splinter Twin. And otherwise, oh no. Okay. And then otherwise we can play Disenchant. So I do have the Splinter Twin. That resolves. So they make a copy. So, okay, where do we want to do this? They make a copy. The copy enters. They untap their Zealous Conscripts with the untap trigger on the stack. That's when we just go for the Disenchant, because that way they can't steal our Omnath. If they have a Spell Pierce, they have a Spell Pierce. Then they went Ancestral into Splinter Twin, the Spell Pierce back up, and that's just, I mean, good for them at that point. Let's grab a blue source. Oh, no, we don't have our second red for Chandra, so we'll grab Plateau. Nice. Okay. So now that worked, and now the combo potential is gone, and we still have Omnath going, and we have a great hand. So I think we're in a really good spot. They don't really have any good attacks. They can do this. They already played Lando. It's turn 6, so we can safely block the Zealous Conscripts with Omnath. There's no Gut Shot in the format, nor Mutagenic Growth. And I'm happy to trade the 2 spirits with their Shark. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think that's a great attack. I think our opponent has played very sharp here. I don't think they've made any mistakes that I've noticed, at least. So block like this. Interesting. Oh, wait, we actually have only one land in our graveyard somehow, so we're not going to worry about that yet. Let's just go... Well, but they don't have Spell Pierce, because they would have Spell Pierce the Disenchant, so no need to play around that. We'll just play Chandra. Kill their conscripts. Get the Triman to play tapped. And pass turn. And now we're up to 12. Omnath is a ridiculous Magic card. Even better when you can protect it with Karakas, too. The combo's gone. I think we're good other than Upheaval. And there's not really anything we can do about Upheaval other than putting our life total as high as possible. They have Dig Through Times. Probably from the way they were tapping, I'm suspecting they have Dig Through Time, which would mean that they have... they're going to play Upheaval next turn. So let's assume they're playing Upheaval and do the best we can around that. Which is actually a lot. Marsh Flats was a good draw. Let's gain our life. Then I'm going to play Niv Mizzet now, actually. And we can base whether or not to get whether we want life or mana based on what the Niv Mizzet reveals. Is there any play here that's better than any other play? I guess we could play Escape to the Wilds, and yeah, Escape to the Wilds is probably worth it. So we'll grab another land. I'm going to plus for mana here. Play Escape from the Wilds. Then let's just play... we could play Ashiok. Yeah, I think it's probably worth it to play Ashiok here. So this hits them for 4. Then we'll jam the Ashiok. Plus on them. Really hoping to hit Upheaval. We didn't get there, though. Hit them for 4 and pass. And now it's just Upheaval or bust for them, basically. If they hit Upheaval, they can go Upheaval into Bloodstained, whatever. And our hand is pretty slow. We don't have any plays in the first couple turns. So, assuming they find the Upheaval... Oh, a Memory Deluge. Okay, that's way better for us. That only digs 4 cards deep instead of 7. Oh, no, they have Deluge... Okay. Guaranteed Upheaval now. I guess not strictly speaking guaranteed, but almost guaranteed. We still have this Lingering Souls in the graveyard, though, so that's our one saving grace. Yep, there's the Upheaval. Upheaval is such a tough card. Like, there's just nothing we can do. Like, we did everything we could, but there's just nothing that beats Upheaval. So they hit us for 2. We can flashback Lingering Souls in 2 turns. We're going to discard, like, our entire deck. And Crooks is gone. Actually, this could be... yeah, frustrating way to go down. But I think we are probably pretty likely to lose this game. We draw another land. Okay, so... How do we want to do this? We could put... What are our first 2 lands going to be? We need to have a black source, and we want to curve out after that. So we could go red-white plus blue-black-green. We don't have blue-black-green, though. So we're not going to be able to get all of our colors very easily. We could get this. Do we have Basic Island? No. Alright, so let's get a blue-black land into play on turn 1. Yeah, we want blue-black land on turn 1 so we can play Lingering Souls into Ashiok. Ashiok is really good in this stage of the game. So, this is our land. I don't care about this stuff here. Then we'll go to discard. and pitch a couple tapped lands. I don't think we need an Invisor at this point. We don't need this. I'm not going to be playing Life from the Loam here, I think, for a few turns. Let's discard all of our tapped lands if we can. Yeah, I think we can afford to discard all our tapped lands. So we want to go Ashiok into Chandra, probably. So we want to keep 2 red sources. I think we can discard the basic Swamp. Do we want the Caracas? I guess so. I think we discard Duretti. How many more do we need? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need to discard 1 more card. Probably just Caracas. Yeah, we'll discard Caracas. So we go down to 11. This turn we flashback Souls. Good draw. And I'm going to go for the trade on this Bloodthirsty Adversary if possible. If they counter the Lingering Souls, that's fine. What do they have for heavy hitters left in their deck? They daze this, okay. Not that much. Oh no. Oh, I messed up. We can't play Ashiok this turn. Yeah, I needed to keep the Swamp over one of these other lands. That could be a pretty significant mistake. We draw a brick. We could play Dak Faden. Yeah, let's play Dak Faden. And we're going to target them. Spell Pierce, okay. Do they have the P and Kieran Lar? They do. Okay, I think we're just dead. Wow, what a tough loss. I mean, our opponent played well. They have a sweet deck. Is there any way we can win? We could play Omnath. Ooh, Swift Reconfiguration could maybe do it. Okay, yeah, we have Omnath. That's a chance to win. So we can go. Right now they put us down to 1. Those 2 are both gone. They do have Firebolt in their deck still. So yeah, assuming they have Firebolt, they can win. This Okay, so let's go Life from the Loam, bringing back a few lands. We could Caracas to bounce the P and Kieran Lar, which just to buy some time. Okay, let's do this. So we'll bring back Caracas, Swamp, and wait. We have no other untapped lands, so Caracas, Swamp, and just Triome. Then we go Caracas, Swift Reconfiguration here. And then next turn we can play Omnath and start gaining life. So we're going to bounce this P and Kieran Lar. They can replay it and get more value, but if that's all they do with their turn, I think we can beat that. And we need to check to make sure we have more fetchable lands in our deck. I think we have a basic mountain, but I should confirm that. Yeah, we do have a mountain. Okay, we didn't draw the mountain. That's good. So we play Omnath. No, they have Force of Will! Oh, I forgot about Force of Will. Wow, what a battle. What a battle. They win. There's nothing we could do. We could have, I guess we could have played our land first and then held up Caracas, but that's not a realistic play. We need to get our Omnath value there to win that game. Wow, what an epic game. All right. Props to the opponent. That was one of the better matches I've played in a little while. Tough to lose the trophy that way because I think our deck is pretty sweet. But if I'm going to lose, I want it to be in an epic game like that to a fan. Both the games we lost were to Upheaval, which is like, I mean, a weakness of this deck, I guess. Any deck that doesn't have counter magic, you're going to lose to Upheaval some games. But that's how that went. So, unfortunately, no trophy, but I'll see you in the finals. We'll fight for that 2-1. All right, we have our opponent for the finals. Currently 1-1 after a very intense loss to a fan, which was a good game, even though we did not end up on the right side of it. This hand has no blue lands. I'm kind of tempted to keep anyways. Because we're on the play, we have a good mix of lands and spells. Yeah, I'm going to do it, I think. If we draw no blue sources for the first, 5 draws, and we draw more blue spells, we'll lose. But any game is going to have a fail rate, or most hands are going to have a fail rate, and I think the upside is very high. Playing against green, okay. Birds of Paradise. We don't have any board sweepers. This could be a somewhat tough matchup. Alright. Remember what I said? If we draw all blue cards and no blue lands, we will lose. And so far, that has been the case. One turn, I think, in the last game where we could have gone differently was we played Escape the Wilds in one turn where we could have just gained 4 life. And 4 life actually might have made a difference there. So that, yeah, that's something worth noting. Can we get a blue land or a non-blue spell? Vendilion Click. Okay, they'll see how weird our hand is. Caracas is pretty good against Vendilion Click. I'm not worried about the body. They will get to, essentially Thoughtseize us a bunch of times if we keep on Caracasing that, but I don't even know if they're going to take anything here. Plus, this Daze is basically worthless now. When they know about Daze, it's not nearly as good. Okay, they took Ashiok, and then we draw a Swamp. Not the draw we wanted. Alright, pretty good draw. Let's go Caracas Lingering Souls. This really shuts down the Vendilion Click. So, I mean, yeah, we're basically just on standby until we can find a blue source. Our hand is locked out, but the minute we do find it, we can start going off. If we drew one this turn, we could go Swing with the Spirits, Charter Course to draw 2, Flashback Lingering Souls, maybe even Daze, and then set up for Omnath the turn after. Don't be Oko, don't be Oko, don't be Oko. Teferi. Okay, that's fine. So we can bounce their Vendilion Click and then threaten to kill the Teferi, and they can chump block with the birds if they want to. I think that's probably worth it. Unless, well, depending on what we draw. Ragavan. Interesting. Okay, I think we want to go Ragavan, attack them. So we can play Mountain, bounce their click, dash Ragavan, send Ragavan at them, Spirit at the Teferi, and they're probably going to chump block the Ragavan because they don't want us to get the treasure, but then we get to kill their Teferi and also their bird. And if they just let the Ragavan connect, I think I'm just going to play Chart a Course, probably. Okay, they just let everything connect. They really want their Birds of Paradise. So let's play Chart. Okay, Utopia Sprawl gives us green, or gives us blue mana, indirectly. They can click us again if they want to, I guess, and take the Utopia Sprawl if they want to, but then they're just like spending all their mana to not really impact the board, and meanwhile we're just going to keep hitting land drops and building up to these extremely powerful cards. It's sort of funny because these three cards all scream like low to the ground, like, I guess maybe not Utopia's Fall, but especially these two scream like low to the ground, efficient, sleek decks, and then just these like extremely clunky, multicolored mid-range beaters. But it's all working out, more or less. They're doing a lot of mana over there. I really hope they don't play Upheaval again. Like, Upheaval's a cool card, but you can only play against so many Upheavals in one league. Ooh, wow, that was a good draw. So let's go Utopia Sprawl this, and name blue. Then red, white, and then we want this one to make green and blue for Omnath. No! That is tragic. That is really, really bad. Okay, fair enough. Wait for one and pass. If that had resolved, we could have gone Omnath into Niv Mizzet in the same turn, which would have been so much fun. Opponent, why are you the fun police all of a sudden? So we're definitely getting a blue source for this Flooded Strand. Our mana is pretty good in other regards. I guess I'll grab Jeskai. So they have 4 cards, 1 click and 3 unknowns, and they have 7 mana. You can do a lot of things with that. What is this? Primeval Titan? Mindslaver. Okay, Mindslaver is not that good against us. They can play something in a Daze Our Own Thing, which is kind of annoying, but not that bad. So, Rogran Triome, and we'll untap. So, red, green, white, blue, black, cast Niv. Oh, this is a good Niv Mizzet. Nice. I think I would rather take Halana here because they can do some damage with Escape to the Wilds when they Mindslaver us. They can't really do anything with Halana. Then we'll just go land Kroxa. They discard their click, so they have 1 unknown. We hit them for 1. And then they can Mindslaver us, but what are they going to do? I guess they could Dak Faden and make us discard 2 cards that we want. Yeah, they could go Dak Faden and make us discard 2 cards we want. Kroxa, Daze, Kroxa. That's a pretty strong sequence, but I still think we're going to be favored from that position. We have a 6/6 with flying in play. We can even Caracas our own Niv Mizzet if we really want to. They can make us discard 2 cards, but we'll still probably have some good cards there. Yeah, I think we're in a good spot. Ooh, well, Narset makes the Dak Faden thing worse for us. I guess I should be ready to daze if I want to. Did they just whiff? Yeah, they did whiff with the Narset. So they're going to deal a lot of damage to us with this Mindslaver, but it's going to be very hard for them to really end it. I mean, say we draw a brick, they play Dak, they plus discard General Ferris and Halana. Yep, that's fine. All right, we'll see what they can do. I really like our opponent's deck. I think Bant's a sweet color combination, and this is the way you want to build Bant with green 1 mana accelerants, 1 and 2 mana accelerants, and then like blue card advantage engine, some interaction, stuff like that. This could be a long turn though. It's going to be complicated. Oh, they're doing a play in our upkeep. No, I think they just didn't realize it was in the upkeep. Based on the way they're tapping, it looks like they're playing Dak Faden, but probably not Croxa. Sacred Foundry. That's a brick. So, yeah, I mean, they can really mess us up here. Dak Faden with Narset is pretty bad for us. So it's literally just +1 target, like you discard 2 cards. So they can discard General Ferris and these partners. Oh, interesting. They discarded Ragavan. Okay. And then they can play General Ferris and daze it. But we can escape Croxa, which is going to be pretty good. Oh, whoops. I'm sure they meant to daze this. The interface is sort of weird with Mindslaver. That's frustrating for the opponent. I'm sorry. All right, well, the opponent, I think we were going to win that game even if that didn't happen. But, I mean, certainly in this situation we are ahead. Like, we would get to untap, have this solid board. We could flashback Lingering Souls, flashback Croxa, take out their hand, have a lot of pressure. Oh, wow, they're just starting on MTGO. Yeah, that's a little rough. Okay, what do we want to change, if anything? Skyclave, that person seems pretty good against them. They have a lot of little permanents. Disenchant isn't that good against I guess it's good against Mindslaver. Honestly, Ragavan might be pretty bad against a lot of their deck, but I think it's still probably good enough to include. Maybe we just cut Halana again. Like, it's still sort of sweet, good with the Titans, but kind of win more as well. Do we want to change our mana base? No, our mana base is perfect. All right, let's get a good mix of lands and spells that include all 5 of our colors. Gorgeous. We'll keep it. It's a little slow, but definitely a keep. Duretti tends to be very good against these sorts of decks. They're going to see the absolute beaut that is our hand. Inferno Titan is pretty good against their deck as well. No one drop. Yes. Okay, I think we might just play this other tri-land next turn. I can't really imagine us cycling these lands. This deck is extremely hungry for mana. Yeah, I'll just play this. We have days up if we need it. I would prefer not to daze here. I guess maybe we're supposed to play a fetch land. Because there is a reasonable chance we need to daze. They can't play Narset, but if they go Island to Fairy, we need to daze that. Okay, they just pass. I'm going to just jam into the Mana Tithe. If they have it, they have it. Do we want to grab a Plateau, Stomping Ground? I guess just Plateau. Or, I mean, we could just get a basic. Like, we could get basic Island. Sure, let's get basic Island, because that also means that we can daze without needing to worry about it too much. I'm expecting a Mana Tithe fully, but I'm not going to... Oh, whoa, it resolves. Okay, well, this could be a quick game. I think our opponent's like a sweep, but they're stumbling a bit out of the gates here, of course. But if you're missing land drops, Duretti just bears down on you so hard. We can kill one of their things every other turn. While also, like, without even using mana. I guess they could go, like, Council's Judgment, the Duretti, and then maybe have a chance, but they're not, like, we're not going to ever get mana screwed because we have Life from the Loam. Okay, they do have the Council's Judgment. I'm not going to daze this. I'm just going to let this happen. I want to keep hitting land drops and building up to all these powerful plays. Okay, so let's go chart a course into Life from the Loam. Hoping to hit another land. Nice. Plateau and Loam. We're going to have to discard a card to hand size. That's fine. So we can daze a 4-drop if we want to. They know about the daze. I think they know about the daze. Coercive Portal. No, let's hold the daze and just Maelstrom Pulse this. And so we get to hold up Hardcast Daze. The next turn we can play Inferno Titan if we want to. Alright, this we will definitely daze. That's a genuinely scary card here. Because we could Inferno Titan, but we could kill the 3/3, but we couldn't kill the Nissa, and then that would give them way more mana for next turn. So the question is, do we want to play Escape to the Wilds first or Inferno Titan first? I think I like playing the Escape to the Wilds here, actually. Reason being, we get to develop our mana first and then potentially get instant value off of the Inferno Titan later. Although, no, let's just put the pressure on them, make them find an answer. Yeah, this is probably better. Inferno Titan, if they don't deal with this immediately, they're going to die to it very quickly. I mean, I guess so far it's mostly just been a bunch of 1-for-1 trades. So if they're able to 1-for-1 trade with Inferno Titan, that'll be something. But we got some card advantage out of Life from the Loam. We can get some out of Escape to the Wilds. I think we can win that. They still have no blue mana. It's possible they sided out of blue, but more likely that they're just getting bad luck. There's the Mindslaver. Okay, we'll see. That's pretty good. Okay, let's ponder first. I would love to find an answer to this. Ooh, Dak Faden. That, oh my gosh, this is actually just absurd. So we'll go this, this, this. No, I will not shuffle. No, I will not dredge. Omnath. Draw a card. Then we go gain some life. Crack this for mana. Add some mana. Dak. And this will probably draw the concession. We can steal the Mindslaver, pump the Inferno Titan, hit them for 7. Alright, and we'll just swing on in there. Pretty solid performance there. Turns out Omnath into Dak Faden is where you want to be. Put them down to 5. They don't have mana for Upheaval, so I'm not worried about that. Balance could maybe do something, but like we still have Mindslaver and a good hand. And we could even just like Life from the Loam to get a bunch more cards into our hand. They finally find their blue source, but they don't have double blue. Fractured Identity Inferno Titan, maybe. Teferi, I don't think we'll do it. We can't kill them this turn, probably. Actually, no. Escape to the Wilds with Omnath would kill them. Okay, saying balance wins. That could be. Yeah, actually, now that they play Teferi, get back their thing, that balance could win. Oh, they don't hit it. Okay. Well, good games. Your deck looks sweet. I'm sorry that you got your mana issues. That's obviously very frustrating. It is a part of the game, but it's still frustrating. All right, we'll swing on in there and end the league on a win. GG. Let's pull up that deck list. This was our sweet 5-color deck. It's sort of funny. I think this is I think this will probably mean I upload back-to-back 5-color Niv Mizzet decks. I promise I'm not forcing it. I just actually think it's a pretty good deck now that we have all the triomes. But yeah, this deck was sweet. We got a 2-1. We couldn't quite get the trophy. Lost to Upheaval twice in round 2 in a really great game, especially game 2. Like they had the Zealous Conscripts combo, but we had like exactly the Disenchant. Then we like survived at 1 with the Omnath and started turning the corner, and then they like had the Upheaval, but then we almost could win through the Upheaval, but then they had the Force of Will for our replaying Omnath later. Just a really crazy and interesting game. The deck was great. I think we would struggle a bit against hyper-aggressive decks because we do have a lot of tapped land, and we don't have a ton of cheap interactive spells. But against anything remotely grindy, this deck is great. Tons of Planeswalkers, tons of value creatures, a really good mana base. We had some slight mana color issues, but not much at all for a 5-color deck. And that makes sense given that we had, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fetch land, 5 fetch lands, 5 fetchable lands that were all triomes, and then some other solid value lands too. So just a really sweet and fun deck. I love these sorts of decks, and I wish we got the trophy, but I'm still happy with the result. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.